Hello and welcome to Tupuru Torekunu Trupuru. Our
I guess.
our weekly D&D so it is. Our weekly D&D stream where we play a homebrew campaign set in the Forgotten Realms in a scenario where Tiamat has taken over the entire world. Her dragon cultists is just being jerks all over the place, but luckily we have some few trusty heroes who will try to
Huh?
Oh, never mind. Who will
Was there a
try to
ghost?
save the world? Yeah, it just looks weird on my cam. I don't know what that is. Anyway, taking complete out of it. Yes, our heroes. Let's present them. We have Frederik Pandu playing Dinok, the Wood Elf monk,
Illusionist.
and oh yeah, today he's an illusionist. And Chris Jørgensener playing Daggerford, the Triton Paladin. Usually we have more players, but university and all kinds of stuff are claiming them one by one. So today we are just the three of us. And I'm your dungeon master for the night. So a brief recap of what the last time. You had survived the hack house out in the wood and returned to the trail, or the road, chasing this caravan of dragon cultists who are moving from Waterdeep towards Daggerford. And you are from the resistance is to track this caravan and find out where they're going and what their purpose is. What is it all about? And if possible, try to disrupt whatever their mission is. You had spent some time in the woods, so the caravan had moved on out of your visual range. So you tried to catch up. Doing so, you encountered one single horse rider, which you tried to ambush, but failed to stealthily sneak up upon. So he took off. You rushed after him, and then you discovered more of these riders approaching from behind and in front of you. This turned into a chase where you went off a side road into a wooded area. A long battle ensued from your chariot onto their horses back and forth, ending at a cliffside when some of you fell over the edge, some didn't, some were knocked out, some weren't. But in total, the bottom line is that you ended up killing all the dragon cultist riders, taking some of their horses, and then initiating a fist fight between yourselves. For a reason I can't remember, but I'm sure there was a good one.
Yes.
Sort of.
So you have set up camp to take a rest because you thoroughly needed it after having two of you almost being killed. And when you pack up your stuff after the rest, you are ready to do whatever you like. You have a chariot, you have some dead cultists around you, you have a few more horses. Two of your companions are now just drooling, obviously shocked by the events of the previous day.
First of all, I go around and check all of the corpses if they have anything of note.
That is a good idea. So the first thing you find is a amount of gold coins, numbering 38 gold pieces.
Oh.
Do you want some gold, Dinok?
I would love some gold. I'm pretty broke.
I will give you 30 of them. I just need the 8.
You also find some kind of letter, maybe. It is addressed to Commander Ildrex Ostoroth, and it's written in Draconic. So
Oh,
I don't know if you are proficient in that language.
there
I
is. Oh, are you? Nice.
So Dinok, you can read it, but the question is, does Dagos offer the letter to you? Which is just
Oh
keep
yeah. All right.
it.
Can anyone
It's
read
just
this?
gibberish, like Kugrasa.
Yeah. Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Let me take it.
Go for it.
All right, you can see it's a letter again addressed to this Ildrex Ostoroth. You get the idea that this is some kind of commander, and the message is about instructions. It's basically like a report, or more like a report, a scout report, telling you that the interlopers, the people tracking the caravan, has been securely captured and is being taken to Daggerford as we speak. The address is for this day, this current day.
This can't be us. Unless we was very premature.
Yes. I didn't see anyone else tracking the caravan.
Actually, let's disguise ourselves and use this letter.
Sure.
Because it has worked so many times before.
I was about to say that.
Yes. But Throga, can we borrow your disguise kit?
Oh god.
So, of course, she allows you to use her disguise kit, but you also have a lot of dead cultists around you, so you could possibly make a better disguise out of what is around you instead of.
Are we gonna do the old cultist disguise again?
Yeah.
This never failed you.
And by the way, they did not bring newbies on this mission, so you need to act like you own the place, or at least know your way around.
All right, I'm good at that.
I mean, you managed to talk yourself into a royal suite
Yeah.
coming from a dungeon, so yeah.
I might still need the disguise kit to make me look like not a Triton.
Yeah.
That's true. So you sit down, and Bethroy goes to work on your face with all the makeup and stuff. Well, I guess she would make the check then, unless you want to do it yourself.
What check would it be?
It would be a performance check.
I mean, I can do that. Do you want to help me, D-Dog?
Sure. Let us see if you make a masterpiece.
All right. So they just gather around Dagos, and then you start working on his face.
All right.
So do the performance with advantage.
I don't think I need the advantage. Natural 20. Again,
It
like
is-
the last makeup job.
You when everyone steps back, it's as if a human has appeared amongst you. This was a Triton with all your blue skin and your gills and stuff. Now it's just a human. And
I suppose I covered up the
Throga-
ears somehow.
yeah. The Thrower holds up a mirror, and you look into it, and you see your own reflection, but it's not you. It's like someone else entirely.
This shall work. Hopefully.
Unless you manage to make the perfect imitation of the one that you used last time.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's true.
You'll see.
Well, actually, I think we killed the only guy who really got a look at that disguise.
Yeah, we did. I punched him and stabbed him in the throat.
Well, no problem then.
So these guys around us, are they just all basic cultists? Are there? I don't. Oh, there was
There
one
was-
commander, right?
There was one who looked pretty.
Yeah, there's one other commander, sort of like a
Well,
captain,
okay, captain.
and then two proper dragon cultists, and then some lower ranking scrubs.
What would be safest?
Yeah, that's the thing. We talked about it before. If we run into a captain, then he would probably know all the other captains.
Yeah,
So
and they are on name basis. We need to find out. Do these guys have names? Are there anything?
do they have an
Name.
ID?
Are there
Yeah, you look at
anything
their
we-
fingers, and all their fingerprints have been erased.
Oh damn! No, is there
Well-
anything like?
Make a investigation check to see if you can find any.
Can I do it as well?
Sure.
Investigation. Wait, where is it?
Oh, 17 by the way.
17.
15.
15. Alright, you start going around searching for
I'll
more
just
pockets.
quickly.
And then the dog came.
And there's
Roll,
like
roll
this
initiative.
giant hound with 3 heads that approaches,
Jesus Christ.
and then you're all killed by the dragon. Anyway,
What?
you look around, and Dagers, you find some stuff here and there. Oh, this is a letter, but there's no names in it, and you find like a cameo, like a small carving of some face and all that kind of stuff. A box of cigarettes and stuff. But Dinok, you find a very handy list. It's basically some kind of order for the captain, whose name shall not be named. He is Roger Craftscarf, the captain, and it's an order to Roger Craftscarf to bring these men, and then there are all their names on a list with him on this ambush mission. So you have the captain's name, Roger Craftscarf, and then you have the names. You can't see from the names what rank they had, so you just have like a list of names, 5 names.
Are we allowed to choose these names, or will you choose some for us?
Well, I can choose them if you want to make up some names. Sure.
Oh, I'm going to make way too much out of this.
I kind of want Thijs to choose mine, because that has worked out well the other times. We've got some good on-the-spot names.
All right. So, Dagers, you take a fancy to one of the names in particular. It is the name Jasmundo Rabadoon.
Okay.
And Dinok,
Yeah.
are there any of the names that take your fancy?
It will be George Ramonson.
Very good.
What was the captain's name again?
Of the company, Roger Craftscarf.
How do you spell the last name?
Like craft and then scarf with 2 F's.
Okay.
F's.
Alright, thank you.
All right. So you found the names. You put on some of the armor. Again, Dragon Cultist armor. It almost feels like home, like a snug return to something familiar.
Oh, right. What's the armor class of that armor?
So they are all pretty basic studded leather armor. So that would be 12 plus your dexterity bonus if you put that armor on.
Dear
Oh,
God.
nice. No change in armor class.
And of course they have
I'll
all
keep
the
the shield.
dragon details
Yeah.
and the shield. All right, so yeah, you do all that. You can also equip some of their weapons if you want them to look more draconic. They all carry short swords. One of them had the crossbow.
I would like to grab a crossbow and a short sword because I don't have I only have one short sword.
Oh yeah, that's nice. So you grab some weapons.
Okay.
All right.
Is it a light crossbow or?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pack up my normal armor in the chariot.
So you pack all your stuff. So you've been taking a long rest, so you probably also have to roll up your bed rolls and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Pour the last of the water into the bonfire and all that stuff. And then you load up the chariot, and I guess Steve is still there. Your Fey steed.
Yes.
Drag the chariot.
Hmm.
So how do you wanna go about this business?
Should we just go back down to the main road and then follow that? Or
Yeah, that would be the most likely or the best approach, I think.
alright. Well, keep your eye out for whatever.
Yeah.
Also you, Steve, keep your eye out.
No, right, sir. I'll do my best.
Thank you.
And then Steve starts riding off down back to the main road, and you just hold on to the chariot, leaving a cloud of dust behind you. You make it back to the sort of like place where the side road split off. Then you turn to the right and continue down south along the main road. So give me perception checks as you make your way down. Steve doesn't see anything. He's just riding along.
Yeah, I don't see anything either. 8.
8. And Didok.
I only rolled 5.
Alright, so you don't see
Dear
anything
God.
as you are making your approach. So you spend a good part of the day traveling, and when night settles, you haven't found the cultist yet.
Oh.
You can make survival checks if you want to see if there are any like tracks or something you can.
Sure.
Just...
Fucking wisdom.
Damn.
Oh, that's not bad.
All right.
Natural 20.
Well, you look out over the side of the chariot, and yeah, you can definitely see like ruts, like tracks from the wagons, fresh footprints, a few hoof prints, but you do notice that there are significantly less hoof prints than previous times you have been looking for tracks. So it would appear that the main cavalry force have been probably cut down by you the previous day. That's a safe bet. But it is getting dark, and these tracks show that they passed several hours ahead of you. So, of course, you can press on through the night if you want to.
Should we keep going?
Yeah.
Right.
Then it's much more likely that we'll catch up to their camp.
Exactly. I think that's the main priority right now.
All right. So you snap the reins, then you command Steve telepathically to move on. And
by the way, we brought some of the other horses.
I don't know. Did you? You didn't say so.
Oh,
that's true. They're just standing there with that.
I thought I said that last time.
I think
we needed to take some horses.
They're just standing there with their dead friend. I think I broke the neck or something of one of them when I wrestled it to the ground.
One of them died.
Probably. Maybe the rest bolted. That's why we didn't bring them.
Oh,
anyway, you have Steve.
Yeah.
Trusty Steve.
Yeah, but sorry, Steve is not an entire cavalry unit. We kind of need the other horses.
Well, you found some gold. You can buy some horses. Anyway, so you press on throughout the night give me Constitution saves as you try to stay awake in the small hours of the night
Ooh,
and into
Can't
the
say
wee hours
that.
of the morning.
21.
19.
19. Yeah, you press on and you can feel the weariness starting to get to you, but you shake it off and manage to pull off an all-nighter on the chariot. When the sun is close to the horizon, you can see the red glow far in the east. You see a glow in the distance.
Ooh, camp.
It's a pretty big glow.
Fire. Camp. Campfire.
Gigantic glow. A nuke.
Is it a camp? How big is the glow? Is it a campfire or is it a camp on fire?
Fire camp.
Can we
Make perception checks.
Okay.
I mean, you do have a spyglass, which you could use if you want to.
I would like to use the spyglass.
And you do it with advantage.
Oh,
14.
14.
that is 17.
17. Alright, Dagus, you see this glow in distance and you see some pinpoints, so you're not sure. It's not just one campfire. It might be a camp with all the various fires. And then Dino unfolds his spyglass next to you and takes a look at this. And through the lens, you can see that this glow comes from an array of torches perched atop town walls of stone.
Oh.
And some of the glows come from windows. And then there's such like a dispersed glow coming from inside the walls.
Oh, this is a town.
Oh, did we make it already?
Yeah, but they are inside a town, most likely. Which will make this more dangerous.
Well, I don't know if enough about this place. Do you think it's the town, which name I don't remember? Dagger or something?
I think so.
Maybe we can just... I mean, we have the disguises. Maybe we can just get into
Yeah,
a tavern, take a rest.
Sure, let's do it.
Sure. I mean, nothing... It has never failed us before. Just walking in.
Yeah, like, by the way, bring those two heads. Just...
Alright. Yes.
Just like have them stowed away somewhere.
Yep.
Right. They are starting to smell these heads, like your hands. Just if you were curious.
Oh.
So you
I forgot that we're missing a hand.
you whip the reins.
Oh,
I guess it looks like this. And you start making your way towards the town, following the road. After a while, as you get closer, you notice there are a lot of like burnt down trees along the side of the road close to the town. Just on each side, rows and rows, neat rows of pretty much equal sized trees that I mean, they don't look like they have any branches or anything, and they look pretty dark, so could be burnt down saplings or something like that. And as you approach, the sun is rising slowly in the east, spilling the entire landscape with this red light. And that is when you get close enough to see that these trees are not actually trees. They are poles, and on top of the poles on spikes sit head after head, rotting in the morning air. Judging by the number, there are at least 100 of these leading up to the town.
Interesting.
Yes. This might actually be a place where they appreciate these heads.
Yeah. Let's go.
They have like some kind of Guinness World Record going.
Yeah.
So the town that you're approaching, the road goes down as gentle slope with all these spikes on the sides. Then it turns slightly, towards a bridge that goes across a wide river. Just before the bridge is the stone walls of the city, sort of like the outer walls with a moat, and you can see there's a bridge across, branching off the main road into the town. Further off to the east, on your left hand, you can see another gate, smaller one, leading off into pastoral farmlands off the road. On a hill inside the town, there's a keep 3 stories tall, surrounded by its own curtain wall. So this is pretty fortified.
Charging battery.
Not your average hamlet.
Charge complete.
As you get closer, something moves out onto the road in front of you from behind a bush or something like that.
Does it move suspiciously?
It moves swiftly, and then it runs towards you.
That is suspiciously. I make ready to pull my short sword.
All right. As it approaches, you can see it's a boy of maybe 10 years or so.
Suspicious boy.
He runs closer to you, sort of like stops up for a moment, looks at you, then nods to himself and approach you again, holding up his hands.
Yeah, we just Steve, stop! Don't run him over.
Well, I can't stop now. I'm gonna run.
Roll a d20.
See if you can stop. No. The boy approaches you and sort of, "Good sirs, are you with the Resistance? If you are,
Can I? Yo.
I see you wearing these armors, but the chariot, they said the chariot would be... I'm sorry, maybe I'm mistaken."
Are you with the Resistance?
No, monsieur. I thought
I
the
would like-
Resistance was defeated long ago. And so did the cultists, but they've been talking about this chariot with some people tracking them. It sounds like they're trying to set up some kind of ambush inside the city. So I went out here. I want to warn you before you go in. It's a trap. You should not go in there.
I would like to make an inside check.
All right. Give me a roll.
I just believe him.
13.
13. He seems genuine enough. I mean, he seems a bit confused, very frightened. You can tell, but you don't sense any lies in what he says. Why are you wearing this armor? I almost thought you might be cultists yourselves. But the description of the chariot was too accurate.
It was just for
Are
safety.
you cultists? And he takes a step backwards.
No, we are most certainly not.
It's good to hear. As you can see, things are not going so well in Daggerford.
What's going on there?
There have been another crackdown. A lot of people have been killed.
Why? I see the heads on the spikes, but
The old lady of Daggerford, her son, Pike Daggerford, he tried to instigate a rebellion, and it wasn't successful. So they cracked down. Pike fled out of town with his followers. He has set up a camp out in the hills. I can take you to him if you want me to. But they took it out on all the civilians that was left behind.
Who rules over this town? Or this city?
The rightful ruler? Or do you mean the dragon cultists?
The dragon cultists ruler.
Well, since yesterday, the command have transferred to this... he sort of looks over his shoulder at the gate. You can see there are guards outside the gate. One of them is curiously looking in your direction. Sort of comes a bit closer. This might not be the best place to talk, but the current commander is called Ilgvex Osteroth. He came with a caravan yesterday and took over command of town. But usually it is one they call Eldrax. But we never see him. Some say he's sick.
Is this a human boy?
Hmm.
Okay. I just ask Dinok in Elvish. Do you trust him?
Like, worst case scenario, he's lying and we're gonna die. Best case scenario, he's right, we can avoid it, but we still have to get in. So, like, at least we can trust him.
Do you think we should go to the camp he's talking about? Yeah.
Let us go.
Yeah. I switch back to common. Lead us to this camp.
Oh, hi, monsieur. This way. But be quick about it. I think they might have spotted you by now.
No.
I can point you the way if I can ride on your chariot.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise, it might take a while.
I just grab him and lift him up.
Oh! And then, like, lands on the deck of the chariot with you, Bethrogar, Bright Scratch, Dinok, all your luggage. And, there's so much space in here. It doesn't look like that from outside.
It's amazing.
Oh. Anyway, it's that way. And he points a bit like in the direction you came from, but over into the hills to the east, towards the rising sun. There's a farm track over there that you can use. I don't think this thing will go over terrain.
Steve, did you get that?
I got it. Do you want me to ride like the wind? Do you want me to show them the meaning of haste?
Just because I'm so curious as to how fast you can go. Sure.
Very well. And he bolts, and you had to hold on and grab on to some. Well, you can't because you're missing a hand, but the boy reaches out and grabs up the luggage that's about to fall out of the chariot. And Bethrog also grabs a handful of the armor and your bedrolls and stuff, and then you race down the small track, the car jumping around on the rutted track.
This might have been a bit suspicious.
Oh, shit, this is so fast! We need to turn over there! And the chariot just careens around the corner. There's like an old lady carrying a bag, like just a basket of potatoes, and she's just like, whoa! Throws them in the air as you race past her.
I catch a potato. If I can.
Alright. Yeah, you can try. Make a dexterity check.
Alright. This is
You're
what D&D is.
because you only have one hand.
True, this is what D&D is all about.
Catching potatoes. I mean, you can do so much stuff with them. You can boil them.
Damn, disadvantage. 10.
10. There are so many of them, so you just scoop through this cloud of potatoes, and you get a hold of one of them. And then you race down the track, and the old lady sort of like picks them up and counts them, and you thief! You stole a potato!
I throw a gold piece behind me.
And so like, I can't eat this! But then you're like too far away for you to hear, so you think she thanks you, sort of like waves at you.
It's good.
Quarter of an hour later, a quarter of an hour of a crazy horse chariot racing down narrow farm tracks and stuff. You get into the hills, roll over them through a small gully between some trees and stuff, and the boy keeps pointing the way. And then at one point he sort of raises his hand. Monsieur, it might be a good idea to slow down a bit. Otherwise the sentries might think we're attacking them, especially because you're wearing the the dragon armor.
True. Steve, you've run enough. Just slow down.
I draw my crossbow.
You did well.
And Steve slows down, the chariot slows down, and you can see the you are on an old road. It hasn't been used for a long time, You can see they are sort of like track ruts, but they've been overgrown with grass. And it cuts between two hills, and you can see at some point these hills were actually carved to make space for the road. And then there are like trees growing on top of them. And as you approach, you hear a voice call out. Come no further! Let's see those hands! Raise them towards the good old sun. Both hands!
Can I just grab my decomposing hand
Yeah, I
and
also
just
grab
raise it
mine.
up?
What the hell? That's disgusting! Out of the trees, two people approach, wearing kind of like Robin Hood clothes, carrying bows. One of them takes the bow, put an arrow ready, aiming at you. The other one approaches slowly and looks at the boy. Jack, what are you doing? What are you doing with these cultists? You better have a damn good explanation for bringing them here. Monsieur Martin, these are friends. This is only what's the word? Disguise.
We are French. We are French.
And the artist, I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
Friends.
Disguise, huh? Why are you here? What brings you to this camp?
We were told by this boy that there might be some like-minded individuals here.
And what would that mean?
That they hate this stuff that we're wearing and the people who usually wear it.
Do you mean the cultists? Speak plainly.
Yeah. People
Do you
who
hate
don't
the
like
cultists?
the cultists, yes.
We wouldn't be here if we didn't.
Exactly.
Well, we are looking for a way into the city. Do you know of any?
Of course. It's our home. You might want to speak to Pike if he'll see you. But first we'll have to check your stuff. Please leave the wagon.
Sure.
Okay.
Should we just get changed?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason for us to wear this right now.
No.
Is it okay if we just change real fast to our normal equipment?
1 second, please. And he nods to the other guy, and he sort of approaches, looks into your wagon, looks at your stuff, pulls out your armor, looks at it, all the seashells and stuff on it, puts it back down again, rummages around a bit, checks your pocket, finds one of the letter, the dragon letter. I think this is mighty suspicious. Why would you be carrying specific orders from the dragon cult?
We basically killed that cavalry sent to kill us. So we took that because we had decided we were going to sneak in, but apparently, if what this boy says is true, they are expecting us.
I find that hard to believe. Martin, we better. And it's like, we can't afford this. And then the boy runs up in front of you, he's like, "Oh no, monsieur, you haven't heard the rumors from the town. The dragon cultists were being to ambush them. It's the chariot. They said there would be 4 travelers in a chariot, and this is clearly the chariot." Very good. Change your stuff.
Thank you.
When you're ready, drive straight ahead.
Alright. I just get out of this annoying
You
clothes.
want 1 round movement, and we'll turn you into pin cushions.
Good luck with that.
Alright, so you change back into your normal armor. What do you want to do with the dragon cultist?
I just put it in the chariot.
Just stuff it into the disguise kit. Alright, So you get back into the chariot. Shaq also jumps on board, and you start drive forward. The two guards sort of like follow you for a moment, then they return to their posts. And as you follow this overgrown track through this, like all these trees and the hills next to you, you can see their figures here and there, like keeping an eye on you. And then you can hear voices in front of you, an entire crowd. And then suddenly the trees move aside, and in front of you there's a whole camp, tents, lines with washed clothes, campfires, people moving about, cooking, repairing weapon and armor. There are a lot of people wearing what looks like their field armor, chainmails. Some of them have proper weapons, swords. Others look like farmhands with their pitchforks and scythes and stuff. And as you enter the camp, you're immediately approached by a throng of these people with weapons.
Hello.
Who goes now? Shaq. Wow, what is this? And the boy again explains. You are so reckless, Shaq. These could be spies. If they are spies, indeed, we will find out soon enough. And he sort of like looks around at his friends and sort of shake their weapons.
Have you heard any news from what is going on in Waterdeep at the moment, or what has been going on?
Waterdeep, and looks around at the people around him. Waterdeep, he says. We have bigger problems than what goes on in that festering city. Am I right? And what's
No.
We don't care what happens in Waterdeep. We only care what happens in our home.
It's very selfish of you. But sure.
So like, I've never thought about it that way before.
What? Changing life perspectives.
Yes, I'll teach you
I
more
guess
about
I
it
sound
later.
like an asshole when you put it that way. But no, we haven't heard anything about Waterdeep. There aren't any traders or travelers these days. The only people who travel are those damn cultists, and by all the gods of them.
I was
He just starts talking blah blah blah.
I was just gonna use it to confirm our identity as trustworthy people, but if you don't know anything about it, then it doesn't matter.
Well, we haven't heard. We've been too busy with the events around here. As you can see,
That's fair.
we have been driven out of our own home.
Then I suppose we will have to prove to you that we are trustworthy.
We are from the Liberation Army of Waterdeep. So, let us...
Never heard about it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
You say army? There's an entire army of you?
Sorry. No.
Or is
No.
this the entire army?
No. No.
It might as well be.
It might as well be. We're strong. We have survived quite an ordeal. But
That sounds very interesting.
do you have a way to get into the town?
We have ways, of course.
Because we are gathering.
Why would we help you?
We could help you maybe get rid of the cultists in the town.
Truly. How so?
Like, there's some certain information we would like to gather from the cultists, and while doing that, we could surely, spike some drinks or slit a throat here or there.
So it just takes this slitting a throat here. If that was all it took, my friend, then we would be back in our home.
Well, what
It's
do
very
you
sad.
need?
We have some plans, but I'm not too inclined to let strangers in on it.
Well, Do you have anything you need done at the moment that would that we could do that would gain your trust?
So maybe there's one thing. He sort of like waves Shaq over to him, whispers in his ears, and receives some have quiet conversation. I see. If this is true about the dragon cultists trying to spring an ambush on you, I suppose you could help us.
How so?
If you are willing to go in there and spring the ambush, then I would spring an ambush of my own. We could use a distraction like that. You sound pretty confident. Of course, it's dangerous, but I mean, if you're serious about helping.
Do you
Yeah, sure, we can help.
do you have well-armed men to spring an ambush? Seems like half of you are just farmers.
Many of us are. I have a group of trusted men, and I've even managed to gather a small band of adventurers, would you believe? Adventurers these days.
Well, in that case, I guess let's get ambushed. Sounds fun.
Yeah.
I suppose there's no reason for this then, and then I just start wiping off the makeup.
It's
By the way,
what the?
we should leave.
You're a fish, man.
That's
We
what I
should
was going to
leave.
show you. 'Cause
Oh yeah. We should leave Buthroga and Bread Scratch here in this camp.
right.
It's not Luke. Oh, we have companions.
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
right of mind at the moment, so let's just
see
have
that.
them rest here.
Some of us are like that. Some poor souls didn't take the slaughter very well.
Mm.
They can share a tent with those. Very well. Let us suss out some details. Please follow me. I am Pike Daggerford, by the way. This is my camp.
Good to
And
meet
that
you.
is my tent. And so I points a thumb towards one. Have you eaten
Oh.
today?
Not really. I have a
No.
potato.
Well, you're a lucky one. We have a stew going, so please follow me.
Oh, lovely.
He walks into the tent.
Follow Steve. Just stay behind here.
Will do. If the trees get crazy, I will let you know.
Thank you.
Yep.
So you enter the tent. It's not very richly decorated in any way. There's a table, there's a cot in the end of the tent, an oil lamp on the table, and a bowl with some stew, and he starts like pouring it over into some other bowls and passing it around. Very well. So the whole idea is to get our hands on the keep. If we control the keep, we can take control of Daggerford. I want you to go to the main gate. Stir up some trouble. Attract as much attention as possible. When the moment is right and battle ensues, I will have people stand ready to aid you to spring our own trap. But that will not be the main attack. We will come in by the farmer's gate when the cultists are distracted. This should divert them enough so they will not notice the small task force I will send in through the secret passages inside the keep. Their objective will, of course, be to take control of the gate of the keep. Once we have that, we will control it, and hopefully by raising the old Daggerford banner on the parapet, the whole town will rise up, and we'll be able to throw the dragon cultists out once and for all.
Could we go for killing all of them? Or at least most of them, and interrogate the rest?
That would be the general idea, yes.
Okay, perfect.
I'm a bit curious. You come here. Why? What do you gain from this?
As I said, we are gathering information on the cultists' movements and their plans.
Very well.
But
We'll see if we can leave some for you to interrogate.
we have headquarters in Waterdeep, which is why if you don't know about what's happening in Waterdeep, then you don't know about the different groups in there, like the Resistance and the
All I know
Liberation
is that
Army.
it's a frozen hell.
It is. It is.
But I suppose we can
suppose
discuss.
if we could retake, and he sort of like moves over to the table, pulls out a map, and like a map of the Sword Coast. If we could retake control of Daggerford, we can use it as springboard, move north, reclaim Waterdeep, and from there, city by city, they will fall.
We have all
the dragons.
We have already been battling with the dragon in Waterdeep.
Oh yes, Calcrix.
Yeah.
If that's true, I'm impressed, but I mean,
He got pretty hurt.
We'll prove it to you at that point when we kill him.
Well, if it's true and we get that far, then I will be happy to listen to your stories and see all your proofs. This could be the beginning, my friends. This could be the end of the dragon's reign.
Yes.
Maybe in time they will remember this day as the turning point. It will be glorious. At that point,
Yes.
the tent opens and in steps an elf, high elf, in drab clothes. He's wearing a chainmail. He has a sword, a worn sword at his side. Looks around, looks at the table, looks at Pike, then at you. Oh, for God's sakes, Pike! You're not seriously going to do this. It's like, it's our best chance. It's our best chance to get killed again. He looks at you. Have you been encouraging him?
No. We have been accepting a proposal.
You shouldn't. It'd get us all killed.
Why?
What do you... There's a reason why we didn't take Daggerford in the first place. And he looks at Pike. We couldn't take it before. What makes you think we could do it now? The element of surprise. Sorry.
And us?
He looks you up and down. However formidable you might be, I don't think you know what we're contending with. And even if we were to take Daggerford, what do you think will happen then?
We would reinforce this city, prepare it for an attack from the outside, and
What will you do when the dragons come?
kill them.
Oh, I see.
Which one of them did you have in mind would come try and kill you? If it's Calcrix, he's basically an overgrown lizard.
I don't know what Calcrix is. All I know is that the reason why Daggerford is not free at the moment is because dragons came. And they're going to come back as soon as they hear about this.
Well, Calcrix is the dragon who is currently residing in Waterdeep.
Is that so?
And he's a young dragon. He is pretty much just a slightly bigger lizard. And to be honest, the dragons don't really care that much about their cultists. They just want to rule. As long as they rule, they don't care if their cultists are okay in the city. That's at least what we could gather from our time with one of the dragons and the cultists. They're pretty much just nice to have.
There's a difference between annoying the dragon cultists by killing a few of them and taking over cities. They are not going to ignore cities falling away from the dragon cultists. I just don't believe it. But if you do, fine. But you're not going to lead all these people to their doom.
Well, we could also kill them and have you act like dragon cultists. So it would look like the cultists still had control over the city. Like, we have a pretty nice encampment in this city with plenty of equipment. They even have lists of the names of the cultists and the commanders.
It would be a difficult ruse to pull off, sure. I suppose we could have it. Maybe it would work for a while, but eventually someone else would find out.
But when that much time has passed, we will be ready for more. Obviously, we can't take a frontal assault from a dragon.
Where exactly do you think these reinforcements would come from?
I have some ideas.
Well, isn't that nice?
You don't seem to put a lot of trust in me, so I am sorry, but I
don't
won't do the other.
No. Fishman, suddenly you strut into this camp and you start making Pike get all excited about retaking Daggerford again. I've just spent 3 days putting me off the idea, and then you come.
Well,
of course you wouldn't think anyone could do a better job than himself. He is a high elf known for their egos.
Oh, you don't like this type?
What are you implying?
And
What elf?
I'm trying to intimidate him into making it
Just
a sort of competition.
Complying with everything.
Yeah.
All right, make an intimidation.
We just all switch to Elvish and just like have a stand-up.
15.
So you're trying to intimidate him by insulting him?
Yeah, like intimidate him, like saying that he is inferior to us.
All right.
Like we can do a better job than he could. If he has already given up after just trying that few times.
Let's say it's a shaming role instead.
Yeah. Okay, shaming role.
He puts his head down. Well, if you think you are so good, then maybe you should prove yourself. I would love to be proven wrong.
Then that's what we'll do. We will do this plan that have been in the talks. After that, we can share an ale. You do drink ale, right?
Of course.
And then I'll tell you all about the reinforcements once we trust each other.
You're nuts. All right. Very well. Have it your way, looks at Pike. You know me, and I'll support your decision. And you know my opinion about your current decision. But I'll support you anyway. And then he turns around and leaves. And Pike stuff like looks around. Well, I didn't get a word of all that elvish stuff you were spewing about.
Ooh.
He said all this will be a great idea.
Yeah.
I doubt that. But it seems like he's on board. He has a temper. A terrible temper. He always has.
Well, there's a lot to deal with. I do understand him, but we have to take chances here.
Indeed. If we don't take any chances, nothing will ever happen. Are you ready to begin? I will have to muster my men, get them ready, get all the words out and all that. It will take an hour or so.
That's fine. Then we can just relax for a bit.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Because we've been riding all night.
Oh yeah. You look tired.
Do you have any oil or anything flammable, like flammable liquids or something?
We have a bit. We can probably find some if you need it.
What's the plan?
If it would be okay with you, I would like to borrow some, and maybe a like flask of some kind, like just a normal flask or a flagon or something.
We can figure something out. I'll have someone.
It will make the distraction better.
Very well. I'll make it happen. We'll see. Anyway, I will get going, get the troops assembled. So I'll see you in an hour. And he leaves the tent.
Yes.
Well, this got interesting real fast.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest, I am more inclined to this type of conquering than I am to the sneaking around business.
Understandable. It hasn't really worked out for me either.
No.
So you can hear outside the tent Pike going about. You there, get ready, get moving. You there, pick that sword. We're going to have a battle. And you can hear like voices. Yeah, oh, finally, about time. This bow will serve you well, my lord, and all that kind of stuff going on outside.
Okay.
I guess we just chill for a bit. What did you need the oil and the flask for, if I may ask?
I would like to make some flammable surprises.
That's all I need to know. I trust you.
Okay.
After a while, the tent opens and it looks like some kind of farmer enters with a few bottles under his one arm and a flask of oil in the other. I was told to get the oil and these bottles in here, and so I put them on the table.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, very good. I'll be on my way. And he leaves. So throughout the next hour or so, you can hear people assemble outside, people putting on their armors, and like the murmuring of people, sort of like apprehension in the air outside. And then Pike opens the tent again. Are you ready?
Yeah. Like, can I say that I've sort of mixed the oil into the bottles?
Sure.
Or into some of the bottles?
Yeah, you've been like, doing your stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So Pike opens the tent for you, and outside you can see roughly maybe 100 people are gathered. 20 of them appear to be wearing proper armor, weapons and stuff. There's a small band of 5 people wearing various, some of them have like leather armor, one of them has like a cloak and stuff. They look like travelers in a way. Maybe these are the adventurers he spoke about. And then the rest are just farmers with all kind of various equipment. And then a few archers up front. All right, so if you are ready, I want you to take your chariot and ride straight up to the gate and spring the trap.
I would like, by the way, you have a campfire here. I would like to ignite a torch and put it on the chariot.
In something just
Two,
like,
actually, just so
the nearby campfires, you can do that.
Yeah. Just and place torches on the chariot sides.
And he starts like, you there, you take the men down the road and blah blah blah, stuff like that, directing people, and small groups break off from the main body and start making their way out of the camp. And then you can see he walks over to the high elf. It's like, Melik, I'll see you in the keep. And they sort of like do this, and then you split up and walk away with their companies.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
Like take your stumps and like
Stump bump.
Stump.
Stump.
Oh, how horrible.
Stump bump. Well, I would, on the way down towards the Daggerford city, village,
Town.
something, town.
Whatever it is.
I would like to rip some cloth off of my clothing and like put it into the
More of it.
bottles.
How
So
much are you
you are
wearing at
sitting
this
on the
point?
chariot. Suddenly, Dino just rips like diagonally across his shirt.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. So you stuff it into the bottles. So you ride back to the main road, and then you can see that you just have to follow it for a bit, and then turn left onto the bridge leading to the gatehouse in the outer walls.
Steve, do you realize what's going on here?
I am not entirely sure, sire, but I'm sure you will not take us into danger without a good reason. That
No.
boy did warn us against going into this town.
We're going into this.
We're gonna spring a trap. I doubt you'll fight, but you can run back to the camp.
Well, I can be ready to bring you out of there if you want me to.
Sure. Yeah, stand ready.
Oh, very well.
By the way,
And he just stops, standing ready in the middle of the road.
When we have sprung the trap, stand ready outside the gates.
Roger that, Captain. And start moving again.
we could also, like, unless they have blockaded the town on the inside, if they open the gates to us and let us get in, if the ambush is inside the gates, we could see if we could just charge through them and make some chaos that way.
True. But we haven't discussed that with Pike.
What?
We haven't discussed that with Pike. So he might not.
He just told us to make a distraction.
That is true.
And like, what do you think I brought these for? Pull up all the bottles. When we get inside, you take these, you ignite the cloth on the torches, and you throw them against the highest ranking people you see.
Alright. Sure. How does that work? I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about fire.
Oh yeah, sorry, like oil.
Except it hurts at this point.
Oil is not fond of fire.
Oh.
Fire likes oil. Oil and fire makes very large flame.
I see where you're going now.
Yeah.
Well, we can certainly try.
You are
We can. Let's say this
almost
happens.
at the gate now.
All right. Let's say this happens, and we get in and we charge through. That's fine. We can do that. And we throw the stuff, but let's loop around eventually so we can help people fight.
Yeah, of course.
Good.
Like, the plan is to help people fight, but we can do that while charging through, making them turn around.
All right. Steve, are you getting this? Because this involves you.
Oh yeah, I got it. I think I got the general idea.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Just say when, and then I'll go.
Perfect.
So you turn and start rolling across the bridge towards the gate. You can see the two guards standing outside. So it looks up at you. Give me an insight check if you like.
Yeah, 7.
13.
All right. You see that they look at each other, but you can't really discern what that look is about. Then one of them walks towards you and holds up a hand. Morning to you. What business do you have in Daggerford?
We come seeking shelter for the night.
Oh yes, terrible weather the other day. The wind, terrible storm.
Oh.
Yeah, indeed. Actually, a tree fell down and we lost our left hands.
Looks at it.
Both of us.
That's bloody rotten luck, I would say.
Yeah, indeed.
I'm terribly sorry to hear that.
Yeah, hopefully our luck might turn if we can find a place to stay the night.
Well, I would suggest the Shining River Tavern.
Oh, thank you, sir.
That is my favorite place. Well,
I
I have to ask, but you did really specify your business. Are you just traveling through, or are you here to trade, or
nah,
protocols and all kind of stuff?
like we're more like messengers of sorts. Like
All
there's
right.
not a lot to trade
No,
except
that's true.
information.
If you don't mind me asking, from whom are you bringing this message, and to where?
From Waterdeep to the captain.
Well, very well. All right.
So
Plenty of
dramatic.
captains around here, that's for sure. And like look at his friend, and he's like, "Oh, carry on," and he steps aside.
Thank you.
Thank you. I toss him a gold piece
Oh, most generous of you, sir.
into his eye. No.
Ah! All right. So, Steve, so should I go?
Should we go, Dinok?
Yeah. Let's
Like go.
go.
Steve? Go.
Very well. And he prances and then falls off into the town, and the guys are like, "Oi!" As you race in, you pass under the gate, under the portcullis, and then you get inside the town. There are houses, sort of like 3 streets leading away from the gate, 2 of them following the walls, one of them just cutting straight through, and you can see at the end winding up towards the keep. Forming sort of like a semicircle on the inside are dragon cultists with drawn swords and shields. And
This is it.
charge through, and they just sort of like, whoa, as you come racing in. So Dagers, you at the reins, so give me an intimidation check with advantage.
Alright. Oh, that's good. 21.
21. All right. Those immediately in front of you just jump aside, whoa, as you race past them, and so whoa, get after them, and the guard from that you just spoke to sort of comes around, no, you fools. So yeah, you are racing down the street. It's not a large town, so there's a short street, there's few stalls selling vegetables and stuff like that. And then you come to kind of like a marketplace of sorts. That's what looks like a tavern in one corner, an old temple that looks like it has been abandoned for a long time in the other corner. Then there's the road snaking its way up the hill towards the gatehouse to the keep. And Steve just starts like going in circles. Where to? As you're holding on to the chariot.
Do you think this is enough of a distraction, Dinok? Do you have your vials ready with your...
Yeah, like I ready the vials and begin igniting them on the torch, throwing them at cultists.
All right, so some of the cultists are chasing you, coming up towards you, and you sort of like drive around, and as you pass in front of them, you can just throw your firebombs. So give me a ranged attack roll.
Come on!
Natural 1.
Oh no!
You throw it. It doesn't hit any of the cultists. Instead, it flies through the window of the nearby house, and you hear like and then scream, "Ah! Fire! Fire!" And then you race past, and 2 of the cultists fire crossbows at you.
I think I'll have to disappear soon.
Both of them hit like the wheels of the wheelchair, the chariot,
Let's go!
and they just splinter in the like inside the wheels. And then Steve, where to, Captain? And you can see like as you're riding around, there's one street going off towards the one is probably the farmer's gate. Then there's one towards the keep. Then there's one that goes deeper into the southern part of the town. You can see wagons and stuff down there, and then back towards the gate that you came from.
I think we've distracted enough. Let's just get back.
Yeah. I ready some more vials.
Let's hope that
It
Pike
turns
is
around.
there at this point.
You can hear. Actually, give me perception checks to see how much you hear. But you can hear a horn blasting somewhere.
11.
1.
That's all you hear. A horn somewhere. And then you're just racing down the street towards this group of cultists, and you think there are maybe 10 of them. So I think it is... Yeah, you know what? We're gonna resolve this like side by side. So give me an initiative roll, both of you. And then we're just gonna act
8.
there on the same initiative. 8.
By the way, I'll have to go in like 20 minutes.
All right.
Sorry.
D-Dog, 8. And Dagus?
16.
16. Alright, so Dagus, you are racing towards these cultists. You think this is going to be an absolute gauntlet riding through them. So what do you want to do? You can see a few of them raising crossbows, some of them readying their swords.
I don't have a lot of good stuff for this.
Grab a vial.
Do you still have one?
Yeah, I flung one vial through the window of a house.
You can see smoke starting to pour out of the windows.
Sure, I'll just grab a vial and see if I can hit the group.
Alright, give me a ranged attack roll.
I didn't bonus anything, by the way. Just so we...
Yeah, I mean, there's a 1.
Yeah, true.
That is actually an unnatural 20.
Alright, so you throw it, and it bursts apart between some of the cultists, and it hits 3 of them. And they sort of like start to stamp out the fire as it spreads up their arms, and because it's oil, it sticks to their skin, so it's sort of like So they are occupied by this inferno for a moment. They're not dead yet, but they're not in a good position. D-Nog, you are just about to ram into this crowd of dragon cultists. Is there anything you want to do before you do?
I would also like to throw another one.
Alright. Pick it up, light on fire, and then whoosh, give me an attack roll.
Oh, that's better. 17.
17. Oh yeah, you also hit, group. And they also take some damage.
Lovely.
And then you plow into this crowd, and swords swing at you from all sides. 2 of them release crossbow bolts. So let's start with the crossbow bolts. One of them hits your shoulder, Daggers, and just glances off. Bling! The other one strikes right between some of the plates in your armor, and it's a pretty good shot. I mean, even you have to say so. And you take that would be 6 piercing damage from the bolt.
All right.
That is nice. Then D-Nog, one of the cultists swing a sword at you as you pass by. What is your armor class?
16.
16. So he hits you. And you take 7 slashing damage as you pass by. Because you're moving so quickly, I'm going to say they only have 1 attack instead of 2 of their regular attacks. Then the next one strikes you, he misses. Then 2 of them try to hit Davis. 1 of them hits, and you take 9 slashing damage, Davis.
All right.
Then the final 2 will try to hit each of you. And they hit D-Nog for 9 slashing damage. And then you burst out of the crowd. And there's like a small cage with a chicken inside that sort of like flies aside, and some cabbages goes spilling across the street, and then you're free, racing towards the gate. You can see at the gate there's a fight going on. There are some farmers with their stuff charging ahead. There are a few of pikes, regular soldiers, and then him in front, leading the charge, attacking 4 of the dragon cultists that are still at the gate. So where do you want to go? The road splits in 2 ways, one going south and one going north along the city walls.
Well, are we at the people fighting right now? Are we riding
Not
past them?
yet, but you are going to be there on your turn.
Alright. Well, on my turn, I would like to just say thanks for the ride, Steve.
Anytime, boss.
And I want to see if I can jump off and stab one of the dragon cultists.
Oh, I like that idea.
All right.
I'll
Sure.
be prepared for that, at least for my turn.
Do you want to do it with flair?
No, I don't. I just wanna like
All right. So
see if
the
I can
dragon
land properly. I don't need.
flies by, and you just leap off and try to hit him as you come flying. So just give me an attack roll.
Oh, that's not too good. 12.
As well. So you don't hit him.
Damn.
You fly down next to him, try to stab him, but you sort of like land on the ground and have to take a few steps to gain your balance, and you just flail as you go past.
Can I use my extra attack to just try again?
Sure. Like you steady yourself, then you come in for another attack.
Natural 20.
Well, that's a hit. That's for sure. Give me some damage.
Oh, that is very good damage. That is 19.
19. You just straight out kill him with your strike. So the first one misses, and you're sort of like, fish man can't fight, and then just cut him across his throat. Fish man can't fight, and then collapses in a pool of blood. Dinoc. The chariot is slowing down next to this fight at the gatehouse. There are 3 left engaged in combat. And then you can see, or at least here behind you, this group of 10 cultists descending upon your location.
Oh, I would like to throw one last flask towards them and then jump down and join the fight.
All right, give me a ranged attack roll.
Natural 20.
Oh my god. This is just when we need them.
Holy shit. So yeah, it flies, and it bursts on a shield that one of them carries, so it just spills all over the front of the attackers, and 3 of them collapse, clutching at their faces, at their eyes, and then just crumble and lie there.
Oh man, that's a triple!
Ooh, baby, a triple.
Triple kill. All right. So technically, you still have another attack action. But I think how many fire bombs have you had so far? 4.
It would make sense not to have any more. I think. Like we've thrown 4. I think.
We should probably put a limit on that. But anyway.
Yeah.
That's
No
it.
more fire bombs.
No more fire bombs. You grab for another one, and then there's just this the white outline where shit, no more. Also, you can see behind these now 7 dragon cultists attacking you. One of the houses down at the end of the road is just like bursting into flames, fire spewing out of the windows. You see one person running out with his hair on fire, just and like lies down and tries to extinguish it in a puddle at the side of the street.
I hope that was either a cultist or the only person in there.
Who knows?
But well, I attack one of the cultists close to Dagger's.
All right, so you step up next to him and make your attack. Give me an attack roll.
That is 21.
21. That's a hit.
Yeah.
Let's have some damage.
And that is 7 damage.
7 damage. All right. So you cut him, and you cut him across his arm, and it's like, oh, but he's still going, and he like, points his sword, and now it's.
I punch him.
Oh yeah, you have more. Shit.
Yeah, of course.
You're arrested. So it's like, I'm gonna get you for that, and then you just also. I guess you only have one hand to throw your sword into the air, and then you punch him, and then you grab your sword again.
Yeah, 19.
19, that's a hit.
And that is also 7 damage.
Alright. He is still alive, but now his nose is also broken, and he lost some teeth. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get you for that. Actually, it's that guy that you talked with outside the gate. Oh, I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this.
Are they within 5 feet of me if he's attacking back? I don't know what you're doing.
Well, he is not attacking at the moment. Pike is attacking, and he just stabs him in the back. And he like axes back. Then he collapses. Pike looks around. Damn, fine fight. Finally we're doing it. Finally.
Yes, and they're coming more, so get ready.
Aye, a good fight. And he sort of like looks up and towards the keep. I hope Merrick is doing his job. Otherwise we're gonna get fucked. Then one of the cultists attack you, Dagus, and he hits 9 slashing damage.
Alright.
They heal a lot.
And the other one hits Dino.
Is he within 5 feet of me?
Yes.
Disadvantage. Protection for the stuff.
Oh, so it misses. So you thought you hit, you said,
it was useful.
Yes, take that! And you sort of like rise up and you are untouched. It's like, what?
It was useful for once.
Then 2 crossbow bolts comes flying out of the street behind you.
Okay, I can't do anything about that.
And both of them miss you. So like,
I don't need to do anything about that.
one of the cultists runs up to you, Dagus, and tries to sword at you. And he does so. Superb. Holy shit. I thought these dice were bad. I need to use some other ones. So that is... This is 10. 10 slashing damage. Math.
Alright. That's a lot of damage.
And then there are 2 left, and they're both gonna go for D-Knock. And I guess that's with disadvantage, but it doesn't matter. They failed. Both of them. So they just come swing their swords at you, and you dodge one, parry the other one. Oh shit, they have 2 attacks. I forgot. But with disadvantage, no, hit.
It's not disadvantage though, right? My protection, is it because of my protection thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's, I can use my reaction to do on one attack. So it's...
Well, then,
sorry, D-Knock.
It's okay.
So that is a total of 8, 12, 15 slashing damage.
I don't like when you count up 8, 12.
And that was their turn. So then a couple of the farmers rush in, try to take one of them. One of them are completely rubbish. The other one is actually pretty good. And hits one of the cultists. But he doesn't die. And the rest are also rubbish. So, Dagus. There are 5 cultists around you, and then 2 more with crossbows back in the street. Back in this fire street.
Where's Steve at this point? Is he just...
He's just like parked next to you, looking at the fight. If you need a getaway, then you might as well jump on.
Do you see the guys with the crossbows?
Oh yeah.
Can you just ram into them?
Sure thing, boss.
Just get
He
some
turns
speed
the
on.
chariot around. He like rides down the street, and then he returns with full speed. And he goes on like, whoa! And tries to dodge out of it. One of them succeeds and whoa! The other one's just crushed against the wall.
Jesus. Alright, perfect.
Cool.
Then I will... Because I guess that was just talking, right? That's not an action.
Well, I guess it's
Steve's
sent a
action.
command.
Well,
As a bonus action, I suppose.
thank you.
Thank you. Very much.
So there are two people who have been like burned close to you. They look like they've taken a bit of a beating from the fire. And then one crossbow dude and one guy who has, well, actually 3 guys who look pristine. The armor shining.
I will... Nah, it's too risky. I will use lay on hands on myself. I will lay my hands on myself.
It's not like just hug yourself.
Yeah. I'll just use all of it.
Alright. Is there anything else you can do?
No, that's my action.
Alright. Then Dinoc.
I will charge one of the sword fighters close to me.
Alright. Give me an attack roll.
Okay, that is 24.
24, that is a hit. Give me some damage.
And that is 8 damage.
8
And I
damage?
also 8 damage, and I also kick.
You don't have to. You dodge under his parry, then just stab him in the heart. It's like, oh.
Is there another person nearby that I can kick?
Yeah, there's a guy right next to him who looks surprised at you. No.
I would like to kick him.
All right, so you like stab one and then you sort of like kick over his shoulder.
17.
At the other one. 17, that's a hit.
Oh my god, yes!
And that is 6 damage.
6 damage. All right, you hit him. He doesn't die, but he like his jaw is clearly broken. He's bleeding from his nose and his ears, and he looks sad that you killed his friend, who is still like sitting at the end of your sword.
That's a mortal wound. I'm pretty sure a broken jaw in a medieval setting is a mortal wound.
Maybe, but he's not dead yet.
True.
Just out of curiosity, do you want to do that death thing?
Oh yeah, actually that would be
That would be helpful.
It might be a good situation to use it, unless you want to save it.
I don't know if it would make sense. I'll just use it. So I use it.
So you kick that guy, then you return your focus to the one sitting at the end of your sword and just looks at you, and then everything turns white and just looks at you.
Yeah.
I was going to get married in a few weeks. I had such hopes.
It's okay, my friend.
I'm afraid.
We're staying patch.
You draw out his last bit of life energy. And he
I
crumbles.
think that will also be my last life energy for this session.
And then you just zone out. You're like stuck in the loading screen, returning from that experience.
Bye guys, you can fight for me.
That's quite the time to end the session.
You like look around. What a fine battle, Dinoc! And you see he's just drooling.
Can you keep track of all of this for next time?
I will just like my armor class is 16, and I use a short sword. And I have basically.
Should we continue? Because here's the problem with that. I don't have a stream set up for one-on-one yet. So I have to make that.
Oh,
You know
I
what?
can just unplug my camera and mute myself.
I mean, you can do that. But
Okay, would that be a good idea?
it depends on Thijs if he wants to actually continue or if he wants to just wait.
I think we'll leave this as a cliffhanger. We're gonna end a bit early, but
This is
that's
quite.
how it is. We are quite low on players at the moment, but hopefully that
will change
next
in the
week.
future.
I think that will change soon, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Lucas should be back next week, so
Yeah.
we'll have more players, and then Hilde should be back after the Japan trip. So we'll see.
Yeah,
So
and
we'll
I
just
can-
leave it as a cliffhanger. You sucked the life out of this guy. There's still a lot of dragon cultists, and then actually let's just end with perception checks.
Okay.
What?
Good old perception checks.
A classic.
Perception.
Okay.
Perception.
2.
21.
Two. Beggars, you are so busy just fighting, and you can see the smoke from the burning house and all that. Dina, you see a lot. You see that the fire is spreading from that house to the next house. You see embers fly through the air, igniting hay in the street here and there. And through this hazy smoke, you see an outline in the sky. A glint of green scales. And
Oh.
reptilian wings.
The other guys really need to be back next time.
Oh my god, that is great! Then I can blame the dragon for setting fire to the house.
Well,
Hopefully.
we'll see.
Oh wait, that depends on if it's a dragon.
Yeah, if it
Fire.
even does breathe fire.
Hopefully the people of the town won't know the difference. And I can just tell.
There's those like one guy with a bowler hat. I saw that man throw a firebomb into my property.
Ah.
I.
Anyway, so
Oh,
we're gonna end
no
on that
witnesses. I need to send you that video.
note. Yes. So yeah, that is the end of the session. A bit early tonight, but we'll be back next week, 7 o'clock Central European time, for more D&D adventures.
Woo!
In fact, we'll be back every Thursday.
Forever.
7 p.m. Central European time
Yes.
for fantastic adventures. So unless any of you have anything to add, then
We're all gonna die.
well, maybe.
Then we do the old wave fade away.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.